This is my art wall. This is where I like to collect the artwork of watercolor and other artists that do woodland creatures and birds and such. I really enjoy Beatrix Potter's artwork, the Brambly Hedge books. Hey there, Sugar Snaps. Today I want to make a few fall decorations for my house. My husband and I bought a house about 10 months ago, and I feel like we're just getting things under control and put away so that our daily things are organized somewhat, to the point where for the first time ever we have some extra space that I can use to put up decorations, decorate. I am excited to pursue that, see what that is like, because our previous home was an apartment and every possible space I was using for a project, and so any flat surface I would put like a table decoration down or something, and I just end up it'd be in the way all the time. I'd have to move it from one spot to another spot, to the couch, to the floor, back to the couch, back to the spot. It was just all not very effective as a decoration. I'm going to start small with some fall decor. I'm a little late in the season. I know it's already late October. I'm going to try to create some things that I can use for next year. Some things like a bunting banner. I've really been wanting to make an acorn garland using felted wool balls. I have lots of acorn tops from gathering acorns for natural dyeing that I've stored away like a little squirrel. And so I want to use those to make some acorn garland, do a table centerpiece, some candles, and just kind of cozy things up. One thing about fall that is kind of a bummer is that in the Pacific Northwest, it's rainy and cold once like mid-October hits until probably March now, maybe until April, depending on the year. So it's just kind of gray and rainy from now on, and so upping the cozy factor is really important for emotional health, because seasonal affective disorder kind of kicks in and I have to work really hard. Things like taking vitamin D to get the vitamin sunshine, we call it, to kind of up my mood, and then doing things in the house like having blankets around and candles lit. And for some reason, candlelight, firelight, I think there's something in the human psyche that sees fire and connects it to cozy camp life, kind of an idea. So having lots of candles, I think, helps it feel cozy. So I'm going to pursue that. And then I love fall harvest decorations, kind of going along with the woodland creature theme, carrying that into my downstairs space with the acorn garland and having pumpkins and that kind of thing. The idea of harvest to me also as kind of a gatherer at heart, farmer gatherer at heart, is also just really close to my soul. So having that as a decoration, I think just kind of suits my personality more than bats and witches and things like that, which if that's what you're into, no worries. But I am not. Isn't it Batman that says, "Why is it always bats?" No, that's Indiana Jones. Why does it always have to be snakes? Okay, so I have some ideas of what I'm going to make. I've gone to multiple places to find mini pumpkins, finally found a few at the hardware store of all places. I'm going to do a centerpiece for my dining room table, a bunting banner using a banner that I made for our wedding, a couple acorn garlands, and I also decided that I want to make a tray for my coffee table, a basket tray, and then have a little table setting that sits on my coffee table. So I'm going to attempt to make a hand-woven rattan basket reed basket tray. What I'm envisioning is something that's rectangular and has nice straight walls. So I'm going to do some techniques that I've seen others do using rulers to kind of clamp down the edges once the rim is attached, to dry it flat and try to get those nice straight edges. So if it works out, it's a great tip for you as well in your basket making adventures, assuming you're weaving baskets, which if you're around here, there's no reason why you shouldn't be. I have plenty of tutorials. And I think I might attempt some crocheted pumpkins. I was thinking, no, I don't really want to do that. I want to use the natural pumpkins or real pumpkins. But as I thought about it and started looking at instructions online, there's some really cute patterns out there and they will last for next year. So if I make some up in different colors, I can reuse them for next year. And they have cute little cinnamon sticks for the stem, so onward and upward. I have this bunting banner. I want to reuse the bunting because it's made out of some really nice wool fabric, and I put it on this cute lace, so I'm going to seam rip off the letters. I really like how this turned out with the letters and the blue and the lace, and I might do that at some point for the different holidays, making one for each of the different holidays. But for today, I'm going to remove these, and I think I did pretty good size stitches, so it should be pretty easy to take them off. I've got my ergonomic seam ripper. If you're like me, you probably spend as much time using this as you do your sewing machine. I have this basket. I created the base of it. It's a closed base. I'm going to weave a little bit up the walls. When I cut the stakes, I cut them for a larger basket, a higher wall basket. So the stakes are ginormous for what I want to use this for now. So I am editing the footage and realized that when I set up my camera to do the front facing camera, I accidentally set my camera to slow-mo. So I'll give you a little taste of what that looks like. Yeah, so there's a lot of overhead shots. Sorry about that. I need to reweave this guy here so that it pulls a little tighter. I finished the walls, set up the outer rim. Now I need to do the inner rim and the seagrass and lash it. Yesterday I worked on my table arrangement. Right now I'm going to work on this guy and get this finished up. Here's the progress I've made. I think this is really cute, the way it kind of creates a rib. You can see the ribs in it, kind of like a pumpkin has. So I like how they designed this pattern. So I'm just gonna keep working away at this when I have a chance. Do a couple rows at a time and try to finish it up this week. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, for this guy, I'm going to do the same thing. It is acorn garland time. Just look at this thing though. If you put a little cap on it, so cute. I have this bag full of acorn caps, and the reason I have a bag full of acorn caps, other than that they're adorable, is that sometimes when I gather acorns for natural dyeing, they have the caps attached, and before I throw them in the pot to extract dye from them, I take the caps off because they don't really produce a dye, and because now I can make a garland out of them. I'm going to measure these out and see, estimate a length and how many little felt balls I want. I did a video about a year ago now doing some wet felting, and I just did it right on a towel on my table, and quickly discovered that doing that meant that there's water everywhere. Turned out to be a big problem as the water started dripping off the sides of the table. So I'm gonna try to avoid that today and aim to keep it in my bowls. So I have a bowl of cold water. I'm gonna lower my table here so I'm not like this the whole time. Protect your body, you only have one. Well, I guess medically speaking, you could get replacement parts, but that doesn't sound fun. Okay, I read somewhere that olive oil soap works really well for wet felting because it doesn't strip the wool of all of its oils, and it actually has the olive oil in it, and so it adds to the oils, though it doesn't make them greasy. So I have this soap, a container. I also learned how to do multiple felt balls at a time, felting them at the same time in a container, a bowl of cold water and a bowl of hot water, and some Romney wool. I have a blog post on my website about wools for wet felting, and there's a table on that blog post that has a bunch of common wool fibers and how well they felt and what kind of texture material they produce. So check that out if you're interested in trying something other than Romney. And this is the point when you have kind of a ball and it's starting to form. You can either continue to hand felt it back and forth between the hot and the cold, or you can get it to generally the shape and size you want it, and then toss it into a container, and we'll add water to the container and multiple balls, and then we'll shake them up all at once. Nine balls in here. I'm going to add a little bit of the hot water, just enough to make a 1/4 inch, and then try to soak it up a bit. I'm gonna have to dry this block out when I'm done. It's getting green goo everywhere. It's okay, it's just olive oil and soapy stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna rotate these around in different directions, up and down, side to side, around in a circle for a couple minutes. And strain out that water, the hot water, and then pour in some cold water. And do the same thing with cold water. We're trying to get that tangle effect where the fiber reacts between the hot water and the cold water. If you want soft felted pieces, then you can stop when you reach that point. If you want something that's a little bit more solid, you can keep felting until they don't squish as much. Okay, there is 9. Now I just have a lot more to go. And these are gonna dry probably for another day so that they're fully dry all the way through before I attach the acorn caps. So I'm going to test out using a hot glue gun to glue the acorn caps to all of my felt wool balls. Oh, and then I'm going to string them on to this waxed cord using a sharp needle. Have my bit of autumn hot cocoa that I made. This is actually a recipe that I kind of pulled together from some nutritional places. It has collagen peptides, cocoa powder, honey, lion's mane, which is a type of mushroom that's turned into a powder. It's good for cognitive function. What else is in here? A little bit of salt, and then almond milk. And I heat that up and then I blend it up together so it's nice and frothy, and it's a tasty, not super sugary because it has honey in it instead of sugar. And it just is a good fall harvesty kind of good things, and keep your mood upbeat by drinking things that are good for you and make you feel revitalized. That is my recipe, and if you want the recipe, check the description below. I'll share it down there because I'm nice like that. That is my completed autumn decorations. I'm very pleased with them. They turned out really well. I have my pumpkins here that I crocheted. I ended up with 10. I literally had to force myself to stop crocheting them because they're so fun. So I used this pattern, the smaller pattern that was the rectangular pieces, and I just played around with how many chains I created at the beginning. So the 16 chain length is this size, and then I think I did 8 for this tiny pumpkin. The small one is 8 chains. This one, whoa, can I balance these? I don't know. Small one is 8 chains. This gray one here is 10 chains. This is 12, and this larger one is 16. So I'll put links in the description below to this pattern so you can use it. And then this larger guy is a different pattern. But I think they're just so cute with the cinnamon sticks. And look at my pile of pumpkins. I've got a lot full of pumpkins. Yeah, I think they're so cute with the cinnamon sticks. You could also use sticks from outside, but the added kind of texture and scent of the cinnamon sticks is fun. And then, like you saw, I have lots of candles around. This one, I put some popcorn in it, keeping things warm, getting out all my blankets, having blankets on pretty much every chair in the house and on the couches and things. The basket tray turned out really cool too. I have my little display here. I changed out the candle because it already has burned out. The rim is bowing a little bit, but drying it with the rulers and the stake weights really helped make the sides nice and straight. And it's a good size to hold several things on a coffee table or what have you. I still need to stain it. I think I might go with the natural color because I like this color on kind of contrasting with my fall tones. I'm going to seal it in order to protect it from mildew. These weren't super grandiose projects. They're pretty small and simple, but they're more than I had before, so I'm excited to use them. I hope you're inspired to make some of your own fall decorations or autumn decorations. I don't know why, but I like the word autumn more than fall. Fall's just so short, and autumn just sounds posh. Thanks so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really appreciate you being here. Like this video and hit the subscribe button to get notified whenever I put out a new video. And also check out my email update list. You can find the link in the description below to sign up for that, to join the textile indie community and get notified whenever I put out a new video, or more likely just news from my website and resources that I come across that I want to share and other fun goodies like that. If you know anyone that enjoys fiber arts, send them to my channel. I would love them to check out my tutorials and other work. And until next week or later this week, I'll see you next time. Happy making. Following the instructions in the description below, you too can have a plethora of pumpkins. Plethora. I like that word. Plethora, meaning many, muches, and lots of. Mommy pumpkin had a lot of baby pumpkins. This one looks more like an apple. I need to work on this one shape. And I think that's a wrap. If this actually took and it didn't hit like slow-mo or something. Again.